This week's video is going to be another gig diary. Now, last week I did a gig diary all about playing with a big band using my 335 and my Quad Cortex. It was something a bit different, so I thought that might be an interesting one to do. This week, if you can guess by the guitar, I'm playing with an Elvis tribute. Now, I'm no stranger to playing with Elvis tributes. I've played with one for about 15 years, but this is a different guy I've not met before. Don't tell the other Elvis, I think they might get a bit jealous about this. I've actually got a good story about playing with Elvis tributes. I did a online lesson with Brent Mason just before last Christmas, and I sent him a bit of background about what I did, and I said I'd play with an Elvis tribute, and he definitely out Elvised me because he had decked for James Burton in the Elvis band when they do the tribute show, when they have Elvis projected up behind and they have the as many of the original members who are still around playing with the band, and he actually played in that band, so I was well and truly out Elvised in that situation. So I've got the guitar. I think it's a 1968 copy of the 1968 Telecaster. This is a made in Japan one which I ordered from there well over 10 years ago. They've doubled or tripled in price since. It's a nice guitar. It's made in Japan. You can't get them in the UK anymore. There used to be one of these and a blue flower pattern one and a matching Strat in virtually every music shop, but you can't seem to get them anymore, so I got it from someone in Switzerland. Now, with this new Elvis today, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what the setup is. I don't know if I'm going to need my in-ears, which if you look at last week's video, I show you how to get them tangled up in the bass player's headstock and have to untangle them. That was a lesson learnt. And I don't know if I'm going to be using my amp or my Quad Cortex. I'm going to take my camera along later to do some footage. But I thought I'd show you what I already had set up from when I did the last Elvis gig. I wasn't able to get any footage from the last Elvis gig. It was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I've got a preset already set up. There's not that many different sounds you need for this, and it actually worked really well using in-ears and the Quad Cortex. So if I show you, I'll use the GoPro to show you this preset. I've got the Quad Cortex plugged into a little acoustic amp here, so you can hear what's going on. Now on this is set up to not use the amp. This is set up to go straight into the PA. So I've got the capture of my Car Viceroy, which is the amp I will use if I'm using an amp. And then the other effects I have here, I've got the EP booster, which is the copy of the Echoplex preamp, as used by Jimmy Page and various other people. That's one of my own captures, which I use left on the whole time pretty much with a single coil guitar. Next, I've got a bit of overdrive. Now, I don't use this very often, but there's tracks like Way Down. There's a couple of things where I might kick in a bit of boost, but generally don't use that. This is a gain. This is for volume pedal. Again, might not be using that, but it's handy to have on there, and I think I have it so I can switch it. Yeah, so I can switch it in and out there. I need to make a change here, actually. I've realised, because on the last gig I did, I forgot to take my stereo patch lead to link the expression pedal to give me wah-wah. Now, I only need wah-wah in about 2 songs, so instead I set up this envelope filter patch to give me some auto wah, which works just as well actually, but I will use the wah-wah tonight and remember the lead. Let's just close that, and then I've just got some other overdrives. That's my capture of my Keeley modified tube screamer. That's the exotic one that's built in. I have these on all my presets. It's similar to my pedal board, just gives me options. As I've got space on here, I probably won't use them. Dual chorus. Why have I got dual chorus? I'll tell you why I've got dual chorus, because I copied this from my Elton John patch, which I needed it for. So I don't actually need that. So I will probably, let's do that now. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Oh, just check that you can see what I'm doing. This next one, bit of tape delay. Now I use this, a bit of slap on here. Let me put down this. Fairly straightforward sort of rock and rolly sound. And then what else do we have here? What's this one? Ah, that was the envelope filter. So it was really, there's a 70s version of Hound Dog, put this down again, where it's kind of funky. Let's turn off the delay. So it's you ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You're nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You never got a rabbit, then you ain't no friend of mine, etc. And we will have a solo. Right, what else have we got? That's just a compressor. I've actually got that turned off. That's really for if I were recording it. Spring reverb if I'm not using the amp. Now if I do use the amp, I will turn that off, and I will turn off the amp capture. And last in line here, that's another gain. So I know what this is. That's a clean gain which I don't attach to the expression pedal. It's a clean gain just to give me a boost for solos, because I don't really want a driven sound. So that was just a clean gain which is giving me an extra 7 dB. And this one is if I want to use it with the expression pedal, which I will possibly have on and possibly turn off. But if I do have it on, then I'll assign a foot switch to it, so I can switch it on and then switch it off when I need to use the expression pedal for the wah. I need really to get a second expression pedal for the wah. The basic sound for the gig, there's a few, it's a 70s era thing, so or CC Rider. There's other ones I might use the tape delay for things like or Heartbreak Hotel. And of course this one. And Viva Las Vegas. And there's a lick on the original record. I'm not sure who the guitarist is, but it's Layla. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Wonder if that's where Eric got it from. I'm going to get my stuff ready. I'm going to take my in-ears, I'm going to take my Quad Cortex, I'm going to take my pink guitar. I'll also take my, that's over there, Danny Gatton Telecaster as a backup, and my car amp. I haven't got to wear a ridiculous shirt for this one, I've just got to wear black, which is good. And I'm going to get some footage of the gig, so I'll see you later. Well, thank you very much. It always makes me want to put on this shirt and glasses when I've done an Elvis gig. So it was lesson learnt on that gig. I turned up and there was no monitoring. There wasn't even a stage monitor. So I couldn't use my in-ear monitors, and therefore I couldn't really use my Quad Cortex direct. So as you could probably tell from the footage, I was using it through the amplifier. But it got me to thinking this is a useful exercise in making sure that I'm prepared for next time. So I created two presets. The presets I went through earlier in the video, I've tidied them up and I've created two. One's called, I can't remember exactly, but it's Elvis DI, and the other one's called Car Elvis or something, Car Elvis Amp. So one of them's got the amp capture on it, the other one hasn't. But they're both useful and I will use them in the future for Elvis gigs. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I did an Elvis gig a couple of weeks ago and I was able to use my in-ears with the Quad Cortex, and it works really well without the amp. It's you know, some things work better than others, and this worked really well. So I've done that. So if you want to download my presets, which now with the update will include my captures of my own gear, have a look on my profile on the Cortex Cloud. That's TJ Walker, all one word. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit like if you did. Also hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much.